Oh You Thought podcast, the place where you get a heavy dose of positivity, sarcasm, knowledge, and ratchetness. Got some bars for y'all today. Rebel for the hell of it, hella rich, never have to sell a brick again, must I tell a bitch again, the bullshit I'm addressing, check I'm on some next level shit, never been fucked in the game, I'm celibate, rarely out my element, barely out the ghetto with, 1 foot out and 1 foot in, intelligent as fellas get, listen, let's settle this, be clear, I could fall back 7 years, still it ain't no one ahead of me, consider it a blessing if you get to stand next to me, 5-star general, OG veteran, cake like Edelman's, blowing that celery, stack that cash like the U.S. Treasury, every single thing I ever did was done heavily, rapping till your 70s, still ain't no catching me, put it on my pops, big feeling Aunt Beverly, been standing on the top, still after they bury me, nose in the air, so stuck up, arrogant, ain't got long, hot songs, best cherish it. Cool when I drop mine, that's over. Finito, you paying for your foul like a free throw. Bow. How could a nigga say that he could see me other than the magazine covers or the TV? I know I sold more mixtapes than your CD. You waiting on your big break praying you could be me. You ain't made as far as DC on the low. I've been all around the globe like a god, how they treat me. Broads hit their needs when eyes closed when they greet me, mouth wide open, just begging me to ski. You in a deep sleep, stop dreaming. I'm 6 albums in for 10 years. I've been 5 hot steaming. The limelight's mine. I'm gleaming, beaming. That's why I say I'm queen, bitch. I got my reasons. So the song that I picked this week, yeah, that's right, I actually got a verse for y'all this week, is from one of my favorite rappers, T.I., and the song is I'm Illy. And so I picked that song for a couple of reasons. It's definitely my go-to verse when people try to say that T.I. isn't a good rapper, that he doesn't have bars. And then I always say, go listen to I'm Illy. I'm Illy is also a verse that if I had to rap something all the way through, as far as like just one verse, without messing up for the most part, and it saves my life, I'm Illy is one of those verses for me. So that's why I picked that song, like number one verse from T.I. in my eyes. And there again, if you don't know that song, get your life in order. Like, just get it in order because you're missing out. Oh, you thought because the Obamas were out of office that they were going to stop being in the limelight, that they were going to stop being there for the people, not just Black people, but all people. And so the Obamas, they're going to be donating $2 million to the summer job program in Chicago, which is a great thing because there again, if you keep up with what's going on in the news, you know how there's so much violence going on in Chicago. And I've always been an advocate of they need more programs in Chicago. They need more things to do in Chicago to keep them busy. And so I think this is a good way to get, you know, the youth fully engaged in something positive. And I'm definitely down for the cause. $2 million is a lot for a summer job program. So I definitely applaud the Obamas, and not just for this, like they just still been putting in work, and I love them as a couple. So I'm definitely interested in seeing what else they're going to keep doing for the community. Oh my Lord. Oh, you thought that things were finally maybe settling down in the White House, right? No, hell no. hell no, no. Like, has not slowed down. I still feel like every single day I'm getting like 10,000 notifications of what this man is doing, what the White House staff is doing. And I'm just like, what is it going to take for us to go ahead and impeach him and then go ahead and line up his crew and get these hoes up out of here? Like, what is it really truly going to take at this point? And so they still here. And so this week, the big thing that kicked off a lot of stuff was the director of the FBI being fired. And basically he was fired over the phone, which, you know, true story. I understand the feeling of being fired over the phone. I was laid off on my day off. And so, yeah, you know, it happens to us all, right? And so that happened. And basically, more backstory, we learned that Comey was in a meeting or something, briefing a group of people on this investigation, I believe. And somehow, some way, some notification came up and he thought it wasn't real. And then there was a phone call. And then the phone call happened. And, you know, now we learned that, you know, he was fired. And so you fire the person that's investigating you. And then you go on to say that, no, you know, I fired him because of the whole Hillary Clinton thing. But you dragged that poor woman through the mud. So why would you care about that now? Why would you care about that 5 months later into your presidency? If you really didn't like that man, you easily could have done that like night one when you were doing all your executive orders. Right? Or am I just crazy? So don't play with us like that. Like we don't know what's really going on. And number two, how do you think that, and even before I finish this question, I was going to say, how do you think the American public is so stupid that we don't know what you're doing? But clearly, not me, of course. I'm not part of this. And most of the people that I know, clearly there are a lot of dumb people in this world because they voted to get him in office. So with me saying that, I'll say this. Like, we get it. If you have a brain, like, you think you're getting ready to slide up out of this investigation with you and Russia, and you can keep dancing, but, like, the truth is going to come to light. Like, we all know that. Like, somehow, some way, it's coming. It's coming. And I'm just, you know, I'm preparing my popcorn, buying it in bulk, so whenever it happens, I can just pop it and give me a Coke Zero, and I can just watch, and I can just eat my popcorn, and I can just laugh, and I can just soak it in. I think that would be the one point in my life where I am just ready to just sit back and watch. In addition, I was sent this video, and it's talking about Trump, of course, all his shadiness, and from his family members too that are a part of the cabinet, right? And so before he ran for president, allegedly, or it is facts, there is a paper trail, which I don't know why, like, when the video came out, why I didn't see this, like, trending on Twitter and everywhere else. But Russia gave him $100 million for different golf courses here in America to the Trump family. They got money directly from Russia for golf courses. So what would make you think that there's no other kind of business connections, other kind of connections that got him in that White House, or that has him doing all this craziness to protect whatever information we gonna find out between him and Russia? So when I saw that blew my mind. That's a lot of money. And I just want to know, how come no one else has brought up that fact that, hey, that's a lot of money to be coming from Russia, but you say you have no ties, you never spoken with Putin, and all this stuff, all these denials. But we got your card and it's coming. I've been praying. It's coming. Oh, you thought that you could tell Simone Biles when she should smile. Now, I'm a big advocate of not telling people when they should smile. So she's on Dancing with the Stars, and one of the judges, or some of the judges, gave her, good points and stuff on her performance. And so she was just standing there taking it in, not being disrespectful, standing there taking it in. And one of the judges said that she should smile. And then she gave the snap back of, smiling doesn't win you gold medals. I just thought that was pretty iconic to me. And so, yeah, when I saw that, I was like, yeah, girl. Because I'm like one of those people, like, don't tell me a smile. You don't know. Like, 99% of the time, I am happy. I am cool. I am content. But I don't walk around smiling. I think a lot of people that I know, a lot of females I know, I've seen this narrative talked about so many times online, like being told when we should smile. Those are our emotions. Those are our lips. Like, let us smile when we want to. Like, if you want to talk, just talk to me. I don't go around telling people to smile or laugh. Like, I just don't. So, yeah, and I'm pretty sure she's probably gotten that a lot. Like, smile, you're so pretty, smile, all those kind of things, right? So, yeah, go girl. My final Oh You Thought moment for the show. If y'all don't stop killing my favorite white grandma, Betty White, I'm going to be mad. I'm going to be all the way mad. Like, I got on Twitter, was it a couple days ago, a day ago, and yeah, it said that she had died, that it was confirmed by her rep that she was dead. And I said, oh no, not Betty White. No. So if y'all don't stop killing off Betty White, it's going to be some furniture moving. And that's all I'm going to say. Because she's such a joy. And like, she's so iconic. Like Golden Girls. Like, and then all the movies she's done, being the funny grandma, and just her catalog is extensive. And so yeah, stop killing her. Betty White is still alive. So with that, I want to welcome you to episode number 9. So, still on this journey. My name is Fallon, coming to you from Houston, Texas. Go Rockets. Even though I'm not watching tonight, I just don't have the heart to watch them tonight. So, yeah, so all the other loyal fans that I know, like the real true blue fans, I need y'all to hold it down all the way for your girl and cheer on my Rockets, and hopefully I'll check them out when I'm done recording this podcast. And so last episode, for the most part, it was just a lot of like sadness, things that we're dealing with in the world. And so I just really want this episode to be a little bit more fun. But you still need to be aware there's still stuff going on in the world. But I hope you enjoy this episode. I hope you have enjoyed this podcast. If you haven't subscribed, please take the time to subscribe on any format that you love. And then thank you for those that are actually listening, and for all the kind words and your support. A positive mind equals a positive life. When you let go of all the negativity, that is the ultimate glow up. It's time for the positivity moment of the show. Positivity moment of the show. So I have a quote to start before I get into what I want to talk about. And it simply is, be somebody that makes everybody feel like somebody. Again, the quote is, be somebody that makes everybody feel like somebody. And something so small and easy to do, a lot of people miss the mark on doing this. And I feel like this is one of those little staples you should carry around in your bag, to say, hey, I'm going to do this today. Someone that feels left out of your group or something, make them feel like somebody, build them up, just be nice to people in general. And so with that, I want to bring up a conversation that I had earlier in the week with my best friend. And basically we were just talking about bad customer service and people being angry, what it seems like to you for no reason, not just one day, but every time you encounter that particular person, right? And so it sparked up a conversation of, you just need to be happy. And yes, like, we all have our stuff going on. I don't know what you're going through, but why do you want to take that out on me? Especially if we're in a business setting. Why do you want to take that out on me? Why do you want to have an attitude with me every time you see me? Those kinds of things. And so my rebuttal to what he was talking about was, yeah, I totally agree with what you're saying. And I think some people just need to fake being happy, especially if they're dealing in a customer service type of position. You need to be the face. Some of these people are the face of the company. Sometimes it's the first person you see. Sometimes it's the customer service person in Walmart. And yeah, I get it. Walmart, for the most part, it sucks. I know that firsthand. I used to work at Walmart, and sorry, not sorry. Walmart is too big of a company, brings in too much revenue to have all these employees that are unhappy due to, number one, not paying them enough. And then number two, you work them like a dog when you want to work them. So yeah, I get that. You may not be at your dream job or whatever, but if you're dealing with someone, like, just be nice, just speak. Like, I was on my lunch break and I ordered some food, right? Person comes to the car, brings me my food. So if they're coming to my car, you know where I'm at. So I'm not even going to say the company if they're walking your food over. So stay with me on that. And so the young man comes to my car and I'm like, hi, how are you doing? Just like that, right? And he says nothing. He just looks at me, hands me my bag, hands me my drink, doesn't even say thank you, doesn't even say, do you need some ketchup? Do you need some napkins? Nothing to accommodate and end the service completely, right? And so he hands me everything and I say thank you. And I was on the phone with my best friend. I was like, he didn't even say anything to me, like nothing. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, I get it. Like, sometimes you don't want to be at work, but you got to just fake it until you make it. Like, sometimes, like, when I'm at work, like, I can be in a funk, but when I encounter people and they take the time to speak to me, I will speak to them. Hi, good morning. How are you doing? How are you doing today? Like, sometimes it'll make me feel better to engage with other people. And then when people walk away and I'm in my office by myself, I can sit there any kind of way that I want to. It's over. But when I encounter people, I put on a brave face. And that's just all you have to do. It's life. It's going to be peaks and valleys. But you got to learn how to deal with those valleys so you can get back to that peak. And so I just think, like, if people just had that mentality of basically, making sure everyone around you feels like a winner, basically. And this is also, like, we can equate this to what we see DJ Khaled do with his son and his Snapchat videos and stuff. And it's like the best thing in the world to see this man just love on his son. And he's a baby, but you can tell he understands the kind words, the love. Like, he's very receptive to it. So it's going to help him growing up. And so I can't wait to see what that baby is going to turn out to be as far as positivity, because that's all he's going to be, because that's all DJ Khaled is. So it's really good to see stuff like that. And so to tie in again, Mental Health Awareness Month, I just wanted to bring up that we need to, break the stigma. And so I think it's important, like, in order to have a positive mind if you do deal with mental illness, you need to deal with it. And the people on the outside, they need to stop making it such a bad thing, a stigma, that you're crazy if you have depression, or if you have a chemical imbalance and you're bipolar, or whatever the case may be as far as your issue. And so I was on the National Alliance of Mental Illness, their website, and they just had a few talking points on how we just need to do away with the stigma. And they gave some really good bullet points on mental health. And, you know, a lot of people that go through mental issues, they often face rejection. They're bullied, and also discrimination. So think about it. Like, some people, like when you're filling out for different jobs, like, they ask about this kind of stuff as far as mental illnesses and stuff like that. And so some people can be discriminated against because they're open and honest about being bipolar or having depression or whatever the case may be for their scenario. And so we really need to change that narrative, and we really need to change the narrative so we can stop the bullying, because I can only imagine when you're in school, when you're in college, like, kids can be so cruel, especially if they know, let's say, for instance, that you're bipolar and you're on medication because you're bipolar. And so they make fun of you. Like, can you imagine going through that? Like, it just compiles and makes what you're already going through an even tougher situation. And so we have to stop. Like, we have to deal with the fact that people suffer from mental illnesses, and, you know, like, we really have to deal with it. And so it's the leading cause of disability across the United States, which I totally get, because there again, I don't mind throwing myself into it, being open and honest, if it helps bridge the gap with some of my listeners, and to know that it is real. And with depression, like, some days you just, like I said, you wake up and you don't know what's wrong. You're just in a funk, and you don't feel like going to work. You don't feel like socializing with people. So yeah, I can see how it can definitely be a disability. And I can't imagine having something more severe than depression. And I don't mean to minimize depression, because it's real. But as far as me personally, I feel like I have a good handle on it. So that's why I can't imagine having something like bipolar, where you're actually on medication for the highs and the lows of that, and other schizophrenia, all those things. I could not imagine dealing with that on a day-to-day basis. And so even though most people can be treated, less than half of adults in the U.S. who need these services, they don't get the treatment that they need, because they're, again, the stigma, and they're, again, ashamed to say, hey, I need help. And so with that, it can be delayed 8 to 10 years. Can you imagine having a mental illness? You know something's not right with you. So you're dealing with this for 8 to 10 years with no treatment, no talking to anyone. Or if you are talking to someone, they're saying that you're crazy, or they're making fun of you, or you're being bullied. And so this thing, unpack that again. If you're dealing with something really severe depression, schizophrenia, and all of that, I can easily see how it turns into suicide. And it's the second leading cause of death between the ages of 15 and 24. And so how come we just can't have an open conversation about mental health and it be okay? Had a conversation with another friend this week, and in the Black community, this is no shade. This is what it is, because we need to be open and honest, and we need to deal with it. We try to pray away mental illnesses, right? And number one, don't come for me because I am a certified Christian, but I just think with God, yes, you can get past this. But what's wrong with talking to someone? And I said to my friend, I was like, hey, I'm a big believer in that God has people down here on earth, little angels basically, that he has certified to help you. So how come as a Christian, you can't go talk to someone? Even you can go talk to your pastor. Like, it's someone just to get it out. Like, I was a person that I would always hold stuff in. And you have to have at least one person in your life that knows all your dirt, that you can tell everything to. So if you don't want to go see a psychiatrist, go to that person and just, I promise you, if you just ramble out what you're feeling, what's going through your brain, it provides some kind of release for you. And there again, like, whatever you're dealing with, if it's very severe where you feel like you need more than just a listening ear from a friend or a family member, go get help. Go get help. It's nothing wrong with that at all. And so, yeah, like the Black community, we have to just stop saying that, no, if you believe in God, there's no depression or none of this or none of that. Like, there's addiction. Addiction is a mental illness. Like, so you tell me because I'm a Christian, I can't be addicted to something? Like, I'm addicted to stuff. It may not be drugs, but it's still addiction. It's a mental thing. It's a mental thing. You have to break the cycle in your brain to get past that so you can no longer be addicted. And so let's just blend the two. Like, let's say with God, we can get over this depression. Not just saying like, if you believe in God, there's no depression. Let's stop negating that people have feelings. I will keep saying that, I think, for the rest of my life, that your feelings are valid. My feelings are valid. And we have to stop saying that people don't know how they're feeling. I know how I feel. So the National Alliance on Mental Illness, they have this wonderful thing going on where you can take the pledge to be stigma free for Mental Health Awareness Month. And I just thought, oh, this is such a good thing to talk about on the podcast. Very positive thing. And then while you're there, you can read all of this information that they have, because it's a lot of information. And so the website is NAMI, that's N as in Nancy, A, M as in Mary, I.org. And so you go there, put in your information, and boom, that's it. Like, you took the pledge, and they explain to you what the pledge is and what's it about, and that's it. So take 5 seconds to go to NAMI.org and do the pledge. So before I jump out of the positivity moment, I just want to make sure that you are making sure that you're okay. Have you been doing the daily checks to make sure that you're mentally okay? Like, are you decompressing after a long day? Are you talking through your issues? Are you letting things fester? Because there again, if you have people in your life that you care about, you need to be healthy so you can help out other people. So I think it's imperative to do these daily checks to make sure that you are mentally stable. So if you haven't asked yourself today, say, self, how are you doing today? And if you're a person that suffers from low self-esteem or just depression in general, take the time to look in the mirror or even just write it down. I'm big on writing positive things down and going from there, but just say 5 positive things about yourself and make sure one of those things is, I love myself. And let that be the end of your checkup for yourself to make sure you're mentally okay. And then also make sure your friends and your family, that they are good mentally. Like, just really take the time all this month to make sure people that you care about are okay. So we have 20 more days in the month. So yeah, let me know how that's going for you. Email me and let me know. ohyouthoughtfallon@gmail.com. So, the first hot topic that I want to talk about today, I want to talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And finally, the 4-part reunion is over. It's all the way done. And I want to say I'm disappointed in myself because my sisters have been dead on from day one about Phaedra Parks. And I say probably the last 2 seasons, I've been getting a little bit sad because she's been showing her true colors and she's nothing but a liar. And I think I said also on this podcast earlier in the year when I was doing my practice episodes that I'm getting pretty just tapped out with Real Housewives of Atlanta because I just feel like it's so much drama. It's so much drama all the time. It's just every time these ladies get together, it's always some kind of drama. And I don't like drama like that. I just don't. And so we get to the big plateau of the reunion, and the plateau moment is when Phaedra, basically when, not Phaedra, when the other young lady, why can't I think of her name? I can see her face. Portia. She goes on to say, they're talking through the issue she has with Candy. And she basically says that I no longer can speak on this topic about, the whole drugging, allegedly planning to drug her allegedly and take her to their sex dungeon, right? And she was like, I'm going to let Phaedra talk on my behalf, right? And so she was like, Phaedra kind of gave her a look. She was like, yeah, because Phaedra was the one that told me that you said. And Phaedra her face almost kind of just fell apart. And she was like, no, I was repeating something that was told to me. If I would have known, I wouldn't have said anything, basically, right? And Portia was like, no, we talked about this 3 times and we talked about it the other day. You said that she told you directly. And I'm just like, of all things. Number one, if you have a brain, you know that this story about Candy and Todd has to be a lie. And so I never bought any stock in it anyway, but for Phaedra to go through that, even though this is a reality TV show where we know some of this stuff is just pumped up, right? But these people were supposed to be really good friends in real life. And so, I don't know, I lost a lot of respect for Phaedra. I'm definitely off of the Phaedra train fully now. I was, I had 1 foot off and 1 foot in, but now I'm fully off and that's it. I don't know, I might be done with the show too, because I cannot deal with I don't like liars in general. So there's no way I can deal with this heifer and how she dragged Candy through the mud. And none of these ladies on the show are perfect at all. But I don't know. I'm just turned off by these ladies. In a positive direction, y'all's favorite rapper, not mine, Nicki Minaj, she did something really nice over the weekend. I'm not a big fan of her music, but I am a fan of when people do really dope, positive things and selfless things. And so I don't know how the conversation got started, how the trend got started, but I guess initially someone hit up Nicki and was like, hey, can you help me pay my college tuition? And she was like, sure. Just send me your grades and a way to find out that it's real and your bank account information, and it's done. And so all of a sudden you start seeing these screenshots of the conversation that she's having with her fans. And I was just like, this is so beautiful and dope. And it's just like, you don't even have to do this. I just thought it was a really beautiful moment. So definitely kudos to Miss Nicki Minaj. And low key, I wanted to go ahead and send her a screenshot of my student loans. But I just felt that wouldn't be right because I'm not a real Nicki fan like that. So I was like, let me save that for her fans that really love her, because that's truly a blessing that she was helping out all these people. And so, yeah, kudos. In a petty direction, and I was a big TLC fan back in the day. And, I haven't really been here for, them doing new music and all that stuff there. But TLC came across my phone screen and I tapped in, right? And of course, it's in regards to Black Lives Matter, right? And so TLC, they were overseas doing an interview and they were asked how they felt about the Black Lives Matter movement. And Chili, straight out the gate, basically says that she believes that all lives matter. And here again, I feel like people that do not understand the movement of the Black Lives Matter, they think, number one, it's a hate group, that it's spun on hate, that it's like the Black Panther Party. And there again, if you know the history on the Black Panthers, you know why that party was started. You know all the positive things they do in the community. You know that, yes, they do roll by any means necessary type of thing. But the premise of their organization is about uplifting the Black community because of everything we have gone through, everything we are still going through. And so when people try to negate the Black Lives Matter movement, I have an issue with that. And so I have an issue with Chili. My thing is this: I am not a parent. No, I am not. But as a woman of color, and you're raising a young Black man, how can you not understand that it's not just black and white, as far as saying, being able to put a Band-Aid over the issues by saying, I believe all lives matter. Now, before the all lives matter people come for me, yes, if you have a brain again, every single life on this planet is important. That is not a problem. Yes, I know that white people are killed by cops. Yes. And a good point that was brought up in a conversation was that the reason why there's not an outcry when a white person dies is because something happens. There is a reaction. Something is done about the situation. The reason why the Black Lives Matter organization came to pass was because we have all these Black men dying, Black women dying in custody of police. We have these Black children dying on site. As soon as you pull up, 10 seconds, you letting go and killing kids. We have Black Lives Matter because you can't even go to the corner store, minding your business, buy something to drink, buy some candy, have your hoodie on without being bothered. That's why we have the Black Lives Matter movement. And you have to be pretty ignorant to think that it involves being a hate group. Yes, there are bad seeds in every group of people, organization, everything, right? Bad apples everywhere. Just like being a Christian, we have extreme Christians. Being a Muslim, extreme Muslims, where they go to the end of the earth for what they believe in the name of whoever. And if you happen to be a part of that group, yeah, it looks bad for you, but you're not out here committing the crimes on behalf of Black Lives Matter. You're going to the silent protest on behalf of the Black Lives Matter. But we still have Black men being killed every single day by cops. That is a fact. And the world does not care. Or should I say the U.S. does not care, because people outside of the U.S., for the most part, they're just like, what are these Americans doing? What are they doing? And so, yeah, I take issue with Chili, and I'm done. It's just like certain people, like when I hear their beliefs and stuff, and I don't know them personally, but you don't have to get my dollars anymore. I'm not buying no TLC album. I'm not participating in the GoFundMe to have the album 10 years later. Like, I'm not rolling with that. I'm not rocking with that. And yeah, so for all you people that are just not educated, you're going by what other people are putting on the internet in regards to Black Lives Matter, educate yourself. Like, we got people in the country mad because they taking down statues in New Orleans that have to deal with the Confederacy. You have people still want to boldly have that flag, but it represents so much hate. But there's always a mark by it. But no, it's something positive. It's pride. It's pride in what? Pride in having slaves? Like, know your history and just stop being blind and stop passing that shit down from generation to generation thinking it's okay. Like, let's just stop that. Let me move on before I just get totally upset, because I'm passionate. Like I said, I'm passionate about my black people, and I'm tired of us dying. I'm tired of seeing news stories every single day. Like, that is not mentally good for me. In the music direction, my boy Kendrick Lamar, his album Damn is officially platinum. It went platinum in like 3 weeks. Like, that's a classic album. I said that first time I listened to it, classic album. Still listen to the album every single day. Loyalty has been my favorite one this week. Loyalty and DNA. I listen to DNA before I pull up at my job. Yeah, to kind of instill some positive things in me. I got royalty in my DNA, just waiting for it to flourish. So yeah, I'm very happy for Kendrick Lamar. I'm still on the fence on if I want to try to pay that bread to go to his concert or still go see J. Cole. It's not going to be both. It's not going to be both. So I was on Twitter maybe last week, couple weeks ago, and Baller Alert, they posted this topic about dating down. And I thought this was a good topic to bring up. I always have good thoughts on dating, dealing with millennials and dating, because it's different. I'm 35 and the game is different. And basically, Baller Alert, they kind of took it to, of course, the money direction. And so they said, basically, if someone didn't make as much money as you or made less money than you from the gate, would you date them? That was their stance as far as dating down. And the first thing I thought was, why is money always brought into the scenario when we're talking about dating someone, finding a mate? And there again, I have these old school principles and morals and values, and money just doesn't rule the way that I operate. And so when I saw that was a lot of people's rebuttal as far as that was them dating down, I was just like, no, girls, like, this is not the way we need to move. And that's why a lot of dudes feel like all that women want is money. And so my spin on this, like, so what would be my things that I would consider me dating down? And I don't have like one of these long like checklist of things that a man must have in order to speak to me, date me, be my man, one day be my husband. Like, I'm very simple with what I want, and I'll save that for another episode as far as like my true wants. But I think the only thing, it would be one quality for me that I would consider a quality for dating down, and that would be dealing with a man that is shorter than me. And I've always been a female that I like really, really tall dudes. Like, I just like, it's something about feeling that comfort that someone can protect you. I'm not saying, oh, if you're the same height as me or shorter than me, that you can't protect me or whatever. I mean, that's fine. But I think it also stems from my own issues. Like, no, I'm not small. So I'm short, right? Well, I'm 5'5". I'm the tallest female out of me and my sisters and my mom. So if that says anything. So I'm 5'5". And so it doesn't take much to be taller than me, but I like it, for a man to be like 5'8" and then 6+, like Slim Thug type of height. That's sexy as hell to me. Like, I don't know. It's just something about those hugs when you're hugging on a tall man. I'm very insecure, and this is going to be so funny, but fuck it. Like, we need to get to know each other. And this is what it is. Like, you know, like if you're a guy and you're shorter than me, or you're right at my eye level, and let's say you skinny, because most of the time, all of the guys I've been with in a serious relationship, they have been tall and skinny. And I can't see myself being with someone my height or shorter and slim. Cause I'm just like, what you gonna do with me? Like, what's up? Like, no, it's just not gonna work. And so I've told people, I've had people tell me like, hey, Fallon, you need to get out your head. Like, it's all right. It's all right. I'm just like, but it's not all right. If I feel like I'm hugging you and I'm too big for you, like, I just don't like it. So that would be my dating down. What would y'all consider dating down? Let me know. Email me, DM me, message me, whatever. What's dating down for you? So I haven't talked about sports on this show in a while. It feels like I said I was going to do this special show talking about sports and the free agency, but I was like, let me just wait on that. The finals are still going on. I'm feeling some type of way about my Rockets. Let me just try to push through and make it, right? And so I just want to talk about a few things that are going on in the sports world. Apparently Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant, they're friends again. They're talking again. Hallelujah. All is right with the world. But not real talk. Like, if they were really good friends, like, it's good to see that friendship get back in line. I want to talk about my Rockets just a little bit. I'm not impressed fully with how they played this series, except for the first game. They are playing tonight. I don't know the score. I haven't been looking at my phone. And so I'm just trying to make it, and hopefully we'll get a W and we can live to fight another night and go on to play Golden State. But no, I'm not impressed with them shooting all the threes. Like, yes, I know that's the logic of the team, shoot all these threes, but if you're not making them threes, you need to drive into the hole. You need to pass the ball. Stop holding the ball so long. You need to come through during crunch time, and that's just not Harden. Like, but if you're going to be the leader, you got to act like the leader. And so I need all these men to step up so we can get a W for Houston and move on to the next round. And watching the last game where I felt like I was almost having a heart attack, I was just, how do you let a team go scoreless for 3 to 4 minutes and you do not capitalize on that? You didn't even have to try hard. You just had to make the basket when you played really great defense. They played really great defense. That's why they didn't score, right? But you didn't do shit on the other end with the ball. Like, how does that work? And if you're not hot, pass it to someone that's hot. Like Gordon, he was hot. Anderson got a little hot in that moment. You need to move the ball. And I'm a big Harden fan, like, in general. Like, I'm a big Rockets fan. Like, I love all the guys on the team and I believe in them. But I hate when they get in that mode to where they just feel like it only has to be one person that can handle everything down the stretch. Yes, you need to be able to count on somebody in those situations, but if we got 5 minutes to get this right, let's move this fucking ball so we can get the W. Like, that's just it. So, yeah. As you can see, I'm still mad, and Rockets, please win this game for me so I don't look crazy out on these streets. People be coming for me all the time because they know I'm a ride or die. So I just need just a little bit, y'all. Give me something. And so your boy, not my boy, because I'm pretty much done with Shaq. He says he wants to be the sheriff, I guess, in Atlanta. He wants to run for that in 2020. Nope. I'm glad I don't live wherever he's running for sheriff, because that would be a no. My thoughts and beliefs, they don't line up with his. I don't want them. Nope. And so what the last sports episode I talked about, I had a conversation about the crazy fines in the NBA. And so my boy, Isaiah Thomas, he got fined $25,000. That's somebody's salary for the year. That's somebody's tuition. That's somebody's paying off their car. Like, when I say somebody, that's me. No, it's not that much. But yeah, like, that's a lot of money for words. We're not talking about putting your hands on nobody. We're not talking about nothing like that. Again, it comes down to words, and that's just a lot of money to be just blowing in the wind. I'd be somewhere sick if I had to pay $25,000 because I said whatever. I'd be somewhere sick. And this is another guy that I cannot stand, and he happens to be on, he plays for Golden State. Whatever. They think it's going to go to the finals with the Cavs. Your favorite person in the world, Draymond Green. So he thinks that Kelly O from Boston is a dirty player. And I love the fact that Isaiah Thomas responded and said, how can Green call anyone dirty? And I was like, bravo. Because that was the first thing I thought about when I saw that headline come across my screen. And then I later saw Thomas. I was like, yeah, we get it. Like, Draymond Green, like, this is the same Draymond Green that go around kicking people in their balls and whatnot, grabbing people in their balls, and got suspended for grabbing people in their balls. Like, but Kelly O is a dirty player. Like, Draymond Green is probably the closest person we have as a professional paid dirty player. So I'm not vibing with it. How dare Draymond Green come out and speak against Kelly O? Like, stop it. We don't believe you. You need more people.
And I've had diabetes for about 20 years. I stay active and I feel pretty good most of the time. See, I do a few simple things now. I'm not perfect, but I try and watch my diet and exercise, and I check my blood sugar.
It's time for the Diabetic Informational Corner. So, in the Diabetic Corner for this week, I just wanted to tap in to children. And, we all know, if you're living and breathing, it's been talked about how much obesity is on the rise in young children, right? And so, of course, with obesity, you have the chance of becoming a diabetic. And so we see this on the rise with our children, right? And there again, I said this, diabetes is a silent killer. So make sure if you have overweight children that you're taking them to the doctor, checking their blood work, making sure they're all right, because you can definitely turn it around. I'm a firm believer that at any point in your life, you can change the scenario of this disease. And so it goes on to say, the article, that basically these children that are overweight and they are diabetics, they tend to suffer more with these complications than adults, which I get it. Like, they're kids, their bodies are not like adults, they're not fully grown. And you have all this stuff going on with your pancreas. And so you have kidney problems, you have nerve problems, like all this stuff, because some people are still going to just feed their babies whatever they want. And we have to change that narrative. And it's not just a Black thing. Like, it's across the board. Like, we need to feed our children better. And so there's 3 ways that we can kind of diminish this issue in children. And number 1, like, weight management. If your child is overweight, make sure they're active and watch what you're putting in their bodies. Like, all those juices and the candies and the chips to make them be quiet. I mean, give them something else. Like, fix them complete balanced meals. Exercise. And no, you don't have to make your kids run. Just make them go outside and play. Make your kids be active. Kids are so different now. Like, we used to be outside until the sun went down, and what? Them street lights came on, and what? Your happy behind needed to be back in the house. And so yeah, Yeah, make sure your kids are active. And then, of course, watch their blood sugar. That's it. Like, if you do those things, you can definitely turn it around. I keep it real because I'm from the South Side. I plan to rep the South till the day that I die. That's so Houston. That's so Houston. That's so Houston. So there's a lot of stuff going on in the city this week. And so I'm going to be partaking in some of the stuff. And so my boy, Damien Escobar, he is the famous violinist that basically he plays all your favorite songs on the violin. And I had the opportunity to see him at a Rockets game. I think it was at the opening game of the season. He was there. And yeah, that made me so happy. And so every time he comes to town, I never get a chance to see him, you know, in a concert form. And low key, the tickets were pretty expensive this time around, so I couldn't go. So yeah, Damien Escobar, he's going to be at the House of Blues on May the 12th. That's on Friday, so check him out. Yeah, and then on the funny side, comedian Chris Rock, he's going to be in town on Saturday, May the 13th at the Smart Financial Center in Sugar Land. And so I will be there partaking, cashing in on the Christmas/birthday gift that my sister gave me. Yeah, my birthday's on Christmas. And so I finally get to cash in on that gift and see Chris Rock. So I'll be there and I'll probably talk about it on the podcast next week. So I'm excited. And then also on the musical end, like, I wish I could go to this, but it's the same night as Chris Rock. It's Lionel Richie. Don't come for me. I like Lionel Richie. Lionel Richie was a part of the Commodores. Know your history. And so yeah, I would love to see him and Mariah Carey, Miss Diva herself. They're going to be at the Toyota Center on the 13th. So if you like music and if there's still some tickets available, check them out. So yeah, it's some good things going on in the city.
If I stop saying the word nigga, how am I going to describe nigga shit?
Dumb nigga shit. Where do I start? I feel like I have it at the obvious dumb shit for the week to the most extreme, and I'm hoping that I can get through this stuff pretty fast. But I feel like the last one, y'all gonna have to just be patient with me. Y'all gonna have to be patient because I got some stuff to say. So first up on the docket, we have Bow Wow, little Bow Wow, just Bow Wow, right? So he got caught faking on the gram. So many people fake on the gram, and it's just like, for what? Like, if you don't got it, you don't got it. Like, don't act and be out here popping like you got it. Somebody will like you. Somebody will be your friend. Don't worry about it. Like, don't get on the gram faking and stuff. And so he gets on Instagram talking about, he posts a picture of this PJ, and a PJ is a private jet, and he's like, yeah, taking care of business, basically going to New York, I believe, gonna be on Growing Up Hip Hop, whatever else he says, whoop whoop whoop. And so whatever, live your life, do you. We not checking for Bow Wow, are we? I'm not. And so somebody was on the flight with him, right? So he wasn't on a private jet. And so we learned that he's on a regular commercial flight. The guy, he snaps a picture of Bow Wow, right? And he's like, this guy, little Bow Wow's on my flight. Okay, follow me. And so Bow Wow comes out and says basically like, why you worried about me? Trying to basically deflect what we already know, that he wasn't on a private jet. And so it goes further. And this is why I don't understand why people want to fake on the gram, especially something like this. And in the days of catfish and everything, where if you didn't already know about it, you can do a reverse image lookup where you just drag that picture into your browser and it tells you where it came from, bro. Like, that's it. Takes 2 seconds, right? I've done it. And so we find out that that's a stock photo from a company in Florida. And so he responds again. And he goes on the radio again. He goes on the radio today, that I was told, and talking about watch and see, you gonna see, da 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 da. Now, if I'm Bow Wow, I'm just gonna go sit my happy little behind down somewhere and mind my business. That's it. If you mind your business, it would go away. Like, people gonna drag you, but it would go away. Like, because where's the shame in taking a regular flight? You don't even have to be in first class. Like, you just got to go somewhere. Like, celebrities do this all the time. And number two, we're not looking for a Bow Wow to be this big money dude, right? Because this is the same Bow Wow that was posting fake money on the gram, right? He did that too, right? And so we all know at this point he has an extra personality. So extra. And so all of this has spun out of control, and now we have the Bow Wow challenge, where you stunt on the gram and then you put another picture up, a side-by-side picture of what it really is. And it's been so funny, so good for the culture. Like I said, you can't be on the picket line 24/7. You need to laugh sometime. And so, yeah, so that definitely did provide some laughs. And this is not, like I said, he did the fake money thing. He's done other things where people have caught him too many times for him to be out here perpetrating in these streets. Like, he's too old to be out here perpetrating. Like, just stop. Like, it's just too easy to catch people in lies in 2017. So here in Texas, a man from Odessa, he tells the police that he was kidnapped, and then wait for it, that the kidnappers torched his car. And so it turns out that he's behind on his car payments, and he did not want a repossession on his record. You did all that to avoid that repo, right? But now you're going to have a criminal record. Pick your battles, right? I would much rather they come pick up my car than them cops come pick me up. I put on that orange jumpsuit and they close them doors on me, and that's it. Nowadays, you can pay somebody to clean up your credit, take them repos off your credit. So, yeah, so that was definitely dumb. That was so dumb. My last moment that I have for y'all, and some of y'all probably already predicting where I'm going. You know what kind of person I am and what kind of stuff I keep up with. But I need the president of Bethune-Cookman College to come to the front, and not just the president, but anybody who had it on their mind, heart, thoughts, who took part in getting Miss Betsy DeVoe, the hell no, at your college to speak at the commencement. Bruh, like, what was that conversation like? Or what was that check like? Because I'm pretty sure they had to pay Bethune to let that lady come here. Because I'm pretty sure they got this lady on a press tour trying to beef up her name in the name of education to show that she cares about education. She's on the press run because of the whole alleged HBCU thing that could be going away as far as funding. So they probably got this lady out here doing all this stuff So I just want to know, how did the conversation start to get this lady to come and speak at your commencement at a HBCU? Not U of H, but a HBCU. When I saw the video, I took great pride in the students, for the most part, most of the students being in unison and turning their backs to Miss Betsy. So that was a prideful moment for me. The anger came in, or the distaste came in, when that president told Miss Betsy basically, step to the side, homegirl. And he got on that mic and he said, if y'all keep this up, we will mail y'all degrees. And I said, mail me mine. And furthermore, the kind of person I am, stuff I believe in, if I would have seen that Betsy was on the program to be the speaker at my graduation, it would have been a hell no for me. I'm not paying for the cap and gown. I'm not paying for that. Just mail me my stuff. I wouldn't even have been there in the building to be shot down like that. I would have just been at home, just sitting, waiting on my degree to come in the mail. Like, homie, like most universities, you don't get your degree there anyway. They mail you your degree anyway. It would have been better to say, if y'all keep this up, we're gonna revoke or cancel your degrees. You're not gonna get your degrees. Something like that. But saying, we'll mail you your degrees. Oh, okay, all right, that's fine. That would have been the better thing to say. But no. So I just want to know, how much was the check for Bethune to let this lady on campus? And I could be petty and say something else that I said in a conversation to somebody else about Bethune, but I'm not. I'm going to keep it level-headed. I don't feel like being extra petty today. I'm tired. It's been a long day, I can't handle being any more petty, but it's no way. Even if it was like a family member, I would be like, no, girl, I'm not going to be able to do that one just off of GP that she don't roll with education like that. She don't understand what it takes to have a successful educational system. Like, no, I'm good. We must empower ourselves. We must empower ourselves with knowledge. We can't be afraid of knowledge. Knowledge is free. Knowledge will always be here. We have to know where we came from so we can stand firmly in where we are going and have the boldest confidence. Dropping jewels. So, in dropping jewels for today, I just have a couple of points that I want to bring up as far as like just little takeaways to know your Black history. And so I don't know if I really believe this first fact, but because I think I feel like someone else should be the first Black player drafted into the NBA, but I didn't feel like fact checking it. I just put it on the docket. So May 10th, 1950, Boston Celtics, they selected Chuck Cooper to be the first Black player drafted into the NBA. So if you don't know who he is, check out his history information. And then if that is wrong, let me know who it really is, because I feel shaky bakey, because 1950, but there again, we think that we've been progressive in this country when civil rights was right around the corner. So you never know. The last little jewel that I want to leave is May 11th, 1895. Composer William Grant Still, he became the first African American to conduct a major American symphony orchestra. And this, of course, played on my little heartstrings because I play the violin. I've been playing the violin since the 5th grade. Me and my sisters, we all play violins. How funny is that? It was kind of like the situation where, okay, your older sister, she decided that she wanted to play the violin. So when y'all get ready to play in the orchestra and they tell you, what do you want to play? You're going to say the violin. Because I was the one that wanted to go against the grain. I wanted to play the drums because why? I wanted to go to the best HBCU in the world, Southern University, and I wanted to play in the band. And my mom took no honor in that, even though she's a graduate of Southern University. She was like, no, you gonna play this violin. So yes, I have a strong love for classical music. And so when I saw this fact, I was like, oh, I can't wait to talk about this on the podcast. And so with that, I think it's also a good opportunity, like talking about culture. Like, we have all this different culture that we can have and learn and do and be a part of. I definitely say, like, if you have kids, like, I'm not even talking about just playing the violin. Like, I think it's good to have your children learn how to play an instrument and also read music. Like, it's something that never goes away. No matter how long I go without playing my violin, I can pick it up and I still can read music. And so I think it's a good thing to have on your resume as far as things that you can do that take, you know, a little extra thought, and it takes discipline because you have to keep your grades up in order to participate. And so, yeah, I think definitely good to do more things in different cultures and expand your mind. So with that, we have made it to the end of episode 9 of Oh You Thought, and I hope you enjoy this show. I hope by now my Rockets are winning. I'm still not gonna watch. I'm just gonna let it be. And I'm looking at my phone right now and I want to cry. Houston is losing 42-61. So I'm guessing something non-magical is going on. I'm guessing that the Spurs are doing it for the culture, and they said we're going to run through and close it out in Houston. So now I feel like crying, and that's a real thought. And so let me go ahead and wrap this up. And yeah, and so make sure you check out my website, ohyouthoughtfallon.com, to see updates as far as Mental Health Awareness Month. I've been posting a little bit here and there in regards to that topic. Last week I talked about possibly doing playlists on SoundCloud, and I've been working on a few at a time, and I think the first one that I'm going to release on Monday, hopefully, because I already think I want to go back and revise it, but it's going to be an MCM playlist. And so be looking for that link and information to hit you. And I just want to say thank you again for those of you that take the time out to listen to me every week. Take the time out to go to my website. Take the time out to subscribe. Take the time out to pass on my information when I post it, like different posts. Thank you for following me on Twitter. And so, yeah, like, I just keep coming back every week. And if you're not following me on IG, follow me. It's ohyouthoughtfallon, FALLON. Follow me on Twitter, Pretty and Smart 81. That's pretty, the letter N, Smart 81. You can email me if you have questions, thoughts, and hopefully if I can get some feedback, I can start reading them on the show. And that email is ohyouthoughtfallon@gmail.com. So yeah, with the emails, like, let's go ahead and get ratchet. Like, you don't have to use your real name. Use a different email address if it's family. Like, you know, like, tell me what's going on in your life and let's talk about it. And let me help you if I can. Don't be shy. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the show. And like I said, I'm going to go and try to relax my mind and not think about the Rockets. And I will get back with y'all next week. Until next time, remember to glow up, bless up, stay prayed up, and hold it down.
Hold it down. Hold it down. We gon' hold it down. We gon' hold it down.